So last week we revealed the first sample of the Fyro Levo travel bag, which is my baby right now, and if you missed that walkthrough, you can check it out, linked above. Because in that video I talk about my time in Vietnam developing this, which we spent about 5 days focusing on, and then after the travel bag was done, we switched over to the sling, which is codenamed the Citta Sling. So in this video I'm going to talk about where we are with the sling, how it correlates to the travel bag, and what we're kind of focusing on and struggling with the sling. So with the Levo travel bag, the goal was to make the most lightweight, sleek urban travel bag that we possibly could. The design brief was super clear in that sense. But for me with the sling, it was a little bit less clear because I just kind of wanted like a really awesome everyday carry city sling. Hence the word Citta. It's based off of the Italian word. I think it's pronounced cheetah, but that's why I'm naming it the Citta. Because I just wanted to be this just awesome like urban EDC sling. And we've really made a lot of progress with it. But this sling was being developed simultaneously with the travel bag. And the first mock-up of the travel bag had a front panel that was more classic. So then what we did was we added these seams on the travel bag to give it a bit more of a profound and bold look that also makes it more aligned with the aesthetic of the T22 with these corner pleats, sort of like this lid, three-dimensional front, and then the two lines cutting down the middle. I think we made some really good progress with this sling, and we currently have two versions. They're pretty similar, but a slight subtle difference. As to where this version, you can see we have an extra panel right here beneath the top zipper. And on this version, we eliminated that panel to potentially give it a cleaner look. Now, what's important to keep in mind is this is not even a sample. This is just a mock-up where we're testing proof of concept and seeing if we like the general direction that we're going in. So let me run you through some of the top features in the overall setup of this mock-up. We're currently using a 3-compartment design. We've got a front zipper pocket here, a wide mouth main compartment, and what's required on any modern sling in my opinion, a hidden back wallet pocket. Now Fyro's a bit more of a minimalist brand, so it's not gonna be a sling that's like loaded with features and pockets. It's gonna be pretty simple and streamlined from that perspective. So you can see currently in the front pocket, there's no additional internal organization, just one nice pocket. Now in the main compartment, we do have currently 2 power mesh pockets in the back and a lining pocket here. Not gonna lie, this lining pocket's terrible. Keep in mind it's a mock-up. So we're definitely gonna replace this lining pocket with a power mesh pocket, preferably with a zipper. We're definitely gonna need a tech sleeve behind these 2 power mesh pockets. Therefore, just giving it a bit more organization. And then hopefully with the size of this sling, if you got a phone or a smaller tablet, it'll also fit in that pocket as well. And again, on simplicity, back wallet pocket, no additional organization, ideal spot for your boarding pass, passport, wallet, keep it close to your body, and super quick to access. Now let's talk about the shoulder strap because I'm thinking about going down some controversial alleyways here that not everybody might appreciate, but I don't know, I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. With this new version, we have this very thin shoulder strap. And currently this bad boy is, yeah, on the dot. So it's got 1 inch of width, which is a little bit on the thinner side compared to some competitors, but I'm not gonna lie, I like kind of how light it feels. There are other slings that I've tested with smaller straps like this, less wide, and it just feels loose. But you are losing a touch of masculinity with a thinner strap like this, which obviously for the ladies out there, I know that you're not looking for that, but let's also be honest, like 80% of our community is male. So this is just kind of bringing you into like my head trying to figure out the best of all worlds, right? And the decisions that I gotta make to ensure that the bags are Fyro, but they're also serving the community. And on that note, one thing that the mock-up currently has is no hardware. There's no magnet hardware connecting anything. There's no buckle. And I kind of wanna do that with the final version. Because let's be honest, you guys know that I run Nomad Nation as well, where I've reviewed hundreds of slings. And every sling that I've ever reviewed has some sort of buckle. And it's like, do you need the buckle? It kind of makes things a little uncomfortable. How often are you really actually unbuckling like this? Like every now and then. But the biggest reason is, as I'm developing this sling, one thing that a lot of the communities focus on is security with slings. Oftentimes you're gonna be wearing this in a new destination, a city you've never been to before. And let's be honest, that buckle is a point of potential intrigue for a thief, right? Versus a non-hardware strap, significantly less likely to be thefted. Stolen, stolen, thefted, tomato, tomato, we were close. And another thing that I'm digging about this version is the shoulder strap is non-detachable. Now we're gonna test around with different ways to improve the comfort of this because it's not quite as it's not giving you the movement on the chest that I was hoping for. But I know a lot of sling bags on the market are detachable, so it can be a sling and a tech pouch, but there's something about this connection which just feels so clean. So again, hard decisions that I gotta make, and what always helps those decisions though, so please comment below. And just on that note, if you're really digging this behind the scenes look at the development of these highly technical products, you're gonna wanna sign up to the Fyro insider newsletter with the first link in the description, because if you're on that list, that's where you get the best behind the scenes look at what's happening. So on that sort of path of security and city use, we're kind of thinking about redesigning some of these compartments. And one potential thing being taking away this front pocket. And reason being, our goal is for it to be super minimalist. You don't need a ton of pockets. And also kind of in line with that theft resistance. If it slings on your back, it's just kind of one less zipper a thief will be tempted to fuck with. So remember, this is the mock-up. Next, we're gonna go into the sampling stage in about 3-ish weeks. So again, while this first mock-up is getting us in the right direction, we're gonna wanna make some changes for the first sample, and here's some things that I'm interested about implementing. And what should be noted is, like, I'm not a sewer or a bag developer, so oftentimes I'll have these samples and I'll write a whole document of things that I want changed, and the development team will be like, dude, piece of cake, what's that? No way we can do that. So that's sort of the process where I'm learning what is possible to construct and what is just me not understanding how these things are actually done. And then the last thing we're gonna focus on is just the overall aesthetic. For instance, if we cut this zipper in the front panel, do we still need these seams? And that's why the experience of designing and developing both these bags has been so interesting. Because we spent 6 months just designing, focusing on function, nailing the shape. And now that we've nailed the shapes on both of them, because this sling is rocking where it's at, now it's just about figuring out the form and the feature sets that are then built around the bag's function. So moving forward, I'm working on the changes that need to be made. We're gonna pass that over to the development team, and then we're gonna start the actual first sample in a few weeks' time. But what's really gonna help me is like your thoughts on everything in regards to this mock-up. Do you like the direction it's headed in? Any features that I mentioned that you really like or like you're really opposed to? Let me know what you think in the comments below. It always helps me kind of get an idea of what the pulse of the community is, so I can make the best decisions possible for Fyro. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.